Hello. Right, here is a weights workout that is the whole body. I recommend just light to medium weights, and anytime you need to put the weights down, then you can, or you can always go to one dumbbell instead of two. Get warmed up, and I'll just get into kind of what we're going to be doing. So we're going to warm up the wrists. So either circle motion, seeing your range of the wrist, maybe figure eights, maybe flexing and pulling the fingers up towards the forearms, or working on dynamically stretching the hands down. Just something that's going to prep your wrists for weight bearing. And then warm up the shoulders, give a few circles forward and a few circles backwards. So we're going to do a warm up. We're going to do 2 rounds of some exercises. And then a little 90-second just to really kind of open up wherever you feel you need extra kind of mobility and movement. And then we're going to do 50 exercises, 50 different exercises. Swing down forward and back, dynamic stretch of chest and back. So I say different exercises, some of them are variations of the same one, but generally once you've seen one exercise, you'll not see that exact same one again. Woohoo! And they're only ever for 30 seconds, but there are 50 of them. Hold weight up, feet a bit on the hips, squat, lift your lift to the side, and then squat, switch other leg. Squat, side leg lift, squeezing the side booty, and then switch other side. Between every single exercise, there's 15 seconds, basically for me to show you and preview what your next one is. Knees down, push-ups. Knees down to the floor, spread the fingers, hands wide in the chest. Try not to keep your back arched, so tuck your bum under and make sure the bum's up below the shoulders, so get them up, and then just pump them out. Don't worry about going deep ones, just drop and drive, drop and drive. Always on the toes, no matter your fitness levels. And by toes, I mean knees. So, how unreasonable, always on your toes. Alternate lunge with a reach, lunge back and reach both arms up. Start gradually working your knee towards the floor. So when we're warming up, the idea is it's not that you're going to any kind of taxing intensity. So that's why I meant to say knees, not toes. And we're going to walk the rest again. So anything you feel you need. So as I was saying, we're doing 50 exercises, 30 seconds each exercise. There's a 15-second pause between each one to potentially, look in, to maybe put down your weights, pick up your weights. And then after each 5 exercises, warm up the shoulders, big arms if you can this time. After every 5 exercises, you get I think it's a 30-second break. But then we're just going to blitz through right the way to the end. And there's no finisher. It's literally 50 exercises, roughly a 50-minute workout, including the warm-up, which is nice. Open close chest. And the cool down. Yeah, because I generally like to make everything so it's there for beginners as well, because there's so many exercises. I'm hoping this is for people that have done them before. If not, feel free to give it a go, but I'm going to talk to you as if you've been exercising for some time. Squat, side leg lift, squat, lift leg to the side. Try and squeeze the back of your bum and the side of your bum if you lift the leg, when you lift the leg. So it'll slightly go behind you. And start to squat a little bit deeper. Nice, knees down, push-ups again. Take your time a bit more on these ones to get the depth of your push-up. Make sure you've still got the brace. Even intermediate advanced people I see sometimes, obviously doesn't mean you've nailed the technique. I'm going to hope that you have, but just always watch out for it. Yeah, nice, perfect. This time, also forward lunge forward and then twist in towards your thigh. Switch your legs. So always twisting into the leg that you move. So you step your left leg forward, twist left. Step your right leg forward, twist right. Yeah, perfect. Right, we're going into a little combination. Just walk your hands down to the floor. Walk your hands forward to a plank position. Push hips up and back to a downward dog. If you want, you can pause here, paddle out the feet. And then once you're there, roll forward to a plank position. Shoulder tap each hand to opposite shoulder. So really activating the abs. Then from here, bend your knees, step your right foot outside your right hand, get the knee over the ankle for a lunge. Maybe move around here to open the hips. You always put the bottom knee down. And then reach your right arm up. Maybe even drop the elbow down towards the floor. Do that a few times, opening into the hips, into the back. Once you're done, back to plank. back to downward dog. Again, you might want to move through it faster, so maybe literally just go down dog. Oh, sorry, down dog, plank, tap and tap, lunging left, reaching left, coming down, back to downward dog. Or again, you might want to take those pauses. You may find you might need to put the knees down to the floor for the plank shoulder tap. You might want your knee down on the floor as you open the hips. Again, this isn't the workout, it's just prepping you for the workout. So do where you need within these movements. Where if you feel you need anything else at all. I missed the plank. I missed the plank. Then it's time. Either walk your feet towards your hands or walk your hands towards your feet. Tuck your chin, roll on up. Have a little shake off. So I recommend medium to light dumbbells for all the exercises. Yes, technically there's some exercises where you might go heavier for the legs because we are just blitzing through it and we do so many exercises. Oh, actually medium ones should be all okay. You can already see your first exercise on the bottom left, it's bicep curls. So when you're ready, your palms are going to turn to face you. Elbows underneath the shoulders, tuck your pelvis under, and you just bring your forearm towards your bicep and then lowering down. Going in 3, in 2, in 1. Bicep curls, 30 seconds. Key here is keeping your body as super stable as possible. So no swinging through the body and no swinging through the arms. So you just pin your elbow in place. Cool. If you get stuck, one dumbbell or alternating arms right and left. Exercise 1 of 50. Yeah, nice, perfect. Right, next one you can do on the hands or on the forearms. Coming to plank jack, so that's plank position, and then your feet are going to go out, in, making sure you keep the shoulders over the wrists. So ready? 30 seconds. Let's go. Hands or forearms. Out, in, out, in. If you need low impact, step out, in, and in. Out, in, and in. If not, just out and in and out and in. Personally, I don't recommend smashing out your reps just yet or anytime soon. Think of this as a race, like a long race, like a marathon rather than a sprint. Because yeah, like I say, 50 exercises to get on with. Yeah, perfect. All done, have a little shake off. Next one's overhead tricep extension. So it's one dumbbell, in which case I recommend either end here, or 2, in which case I recommend pressing them in towards one another. Weights go over the head, and then behind the base of the neck, and straight up. Behind and straight up. So you just squeeze your elbows in, and then squeeze the backs of the arms to straighten. Watch out that your elbows don't go back here, especially if you're a bit hypermobile through your joints. Keeping elbows by the temples. Nice. And then really lock your core. Try not to arch back. Yes, well done. Arctic lunges. So this is one of those ones you could do no weights, both weights or one weight. Gonna either do a reverse lunge or a forward lunge. I really don't mind. Gonna lunge, stand up and back, and switch your legs. We're ready? 30 seconds. So, lunges straight away from the first rep. See how close you can get your knee to the floor. So right away we're getting great range. We've warmed up, hips are open, the legs are ready. And by the way, when it gets to that 3, 2, 1 buzzer, try and work right the way to the final ding. So don't think stopping on 3. Otherwise, if you do it consistently, you're always missing out a few seconds of exercise. Yeah, perfect, right. Go to shoulder press. Again, one dumbbell and hold either end. Or both dumbbells and the weight's just going to go up over your head and then back to your shoulders. Again, being mindful not to arch back or just bend through your back. Shoulder press. If you find your weight is a bit too light, you can either go way, way faster and smash out the reps to get the same burnout, or try going up quick, down slow. If your weight's too heavy, again, either alternate arm right or left, or one dumbbell, and if you get stuck, use the nudge of the legs. If you can, keep it strict. Yeah, perfect. Right, so you got a little break. That's 5 down. 45 to go. That's a big number, isn't it? I should have said, by the way, if you care for reference, I'm using 5 kilogram dumbbells, but don't make that necessarily impact you. You might try this workout once and think that weight was impossible, go heavier, or that weight was too easy and maybe you can go lighter. Mountain climbers. Challenge is keeping the shoulders directly over the wrist the whole time. So shift your weight forward, and let's go. Pull knees to chest, and switch, 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 switch. So you can run out your knees, or you can step it down. And pull, and pull, and pull. If you do find you do have wrist issues, feel free to come to your forearms and kind of do a spider lunge instead. So that's where your knee comes to the same elbow. Completely up to you. You got another 10 seconds to go. Keeping the knees really close to the floor and the weight forward. I know we don't like mountain climbers, so just think they're done after this. Yeah. Well done, get it up. Bend over row. So you're going to grab 1 or 2 dumbbells. Same thing anytime you have one, hold either end. You're going to hinge forward so the dumbbell's in line with your knees. Pull the weight back and up towards your hip. And then release, let's go. Squeezing the shoulder blades. Keep the weight close to your body. Keep your elbows close to your body. They're going to try and come out. And see if you can think of pulling them towards one another at the back. And see if you feel the difference on your upper back muscles. If you ever need a break, or if you find your posture's gone, just stand up, reset. And then squats. Again, you can do bodyweight squats, 1 dumbbell or 2. Regular squats, feet just wider than the hips, and then squatting down, standing up. Let's go, 30 seconds. Take your time to get full range. Maybe even add just a slight pause at the bottom. So the longer the time we've got under tension of the muscles, sometimes in that way, the harder they work. Sometimes it's more reps, but either way, that's more time under tension in a certain way. I'm just rounding now. But yeah, try that little pause. You can push your knees out more, check the posture. Yeah, nice. Tricep dips. You need your sofa, chair, or I'll show you how to do body weight. So either hands under the shoulders, bend your elbows, behind me. And behind me doing the same thing. Or if you're on the floor, just come with me now. So you sit down, fingers point your bum, point towards your bum, push the shoulders away from your ears. Same deal, bend the elbows and straighten, either with your butt down on the floor or with your butt lifted off. It's all about the elbow joint, bending and straightening. Now, if I see you from the front, the goal is I can't really see your elbows because you're trying to tuck them in so tightly to really isolate your triceps. Perfect. Upright row. So you're standing upright and you're going to pull the dumbbells towards your lower chest. Elbows go wide. 1 bell, 1 arm at a time, or both. So this. So watch my wrists. Look how they're solid on the way up. Try not to go for floppy wrists here with the elbows down low. So lift the elbows and then strengthen through the wrists. That's going to keep the load in your shoulders instead of in your wrists. Weight staying really close to your body. 5 seconds to go. Yeah, perfect. We get a break. We get a little break. Have a little sip of water if you would like. I'm going to have a sip. It's at 10 down. So the next one is butt kicks. I appreciate some of you might need low impact, either for injury reasons or consideration for your neighbours maybe. Or maybe you're hungover. I don't know, hopefully you're not hungover. So you can set them out if you like. If not, we're going to run them out. See how close you can get your heel to the butt. 30 seconds running in place. Go. So you can do runner's arms. If you want, you can put your hands on your bum as a target to hit. If you are able to hit your hands, take your hands away, try and kick your own butt. And you can pace this down, or for the final 10 seconds, start to build it up, pace and speed it up without reducing your range. Keep the heels close to the bum. Yeah, perfect. Chest press, we're going to lie down on our backs. It's like a push-up, and the push-up is like this. The only difference is on our back, holding the dumbbells, and we go like this. Try not to let the elbows go up by the ears. Keep them below your shoulders. Let's go. So lying down your back, elbows cut wide. Assuming you don't have a bench, you literally can take your elbows all the way down to the floor. If you're on a bench, don't go below the bench height. So I'm going to keep the load in the chest and keep the shoulders safe. And your lower back staying close to the floor always. So bracing strong through belly. From here, just going to pulse, I believe. Yes, you're just going to come down to the bottom of the range, go up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. You're welcome to start now, or you can wait. I'm just gone. 3 and 2 and 1. Little pulses at the bottom of the range. Check if you get tired that dumbbells or your ears are coming upwards. And instead, we want to think about during the line of where we want to work is the chest, doing a vertical line from there up to the ceiling, and we're keeping the weight in line, the weights and elbows in line with where your chest is. Oh, I'm actually pulsing. I was cheating. Oh, you were cheating. You have 3 seconds to go. Yeah, and we're going to stay in this lying down position, either body weight or rest one or both dumbbells on your hips. Depending on your hips, you might find it uncomfortable with the weight. Make sure you do hold on to it though, because we're going to lift the hips up and don't want them to smash you in the face. So tilt your pelvis under, squeeze your butt, lift your hips up, lower your hips down. You can rest them like this. You can rest them up like this. You can have just the one. Completely up to you. Just if it's painful on your hip bones. If you have the time, you can always use a pillow to rest it on, or, like I say, just use your body weight, but think about maximum squeeze of your bum. We're going to do exactly the same thing we just did with the chest press, and then we're going to pulse it out. So you can start straight away if you want, lifting out, and then pulsing, and pulsing, and pulsing. We'll take a little break, and then join in, either when you're ready, or in 3, in 2, in 1, clench the booty. Try not to get your hips so high that you feel your back muscles more than your bum. So keeping your pelvis again tucked under. Try never to release that tuck when we're exercising. Keeping the spine really safe. And then hopefully your bum is burning. My bum is burning. How can you make it burn more? Think of just like crushing something between your butt cheeks super, super hard. Something like a can. Would that fit between? Ah, nice, well done, coming up. Have a little break. Make sure in between the breaks you do come up to standing. Little shake off, little shake, only 30 seconds. Option. So for the next one is sumo squat pulses, regular squat pulses. So we're going to squat and just pulse in the bottom of the range. A bit like we just did the hip bridge at the top, we now sit at the bottom. Up to you, body weight, 1 dumbbell or 2 dumbbells. Let's go, let's pulse. Sitting at the bottom of the range, so the legs should start to really burn and fire up. Now as you hold, make sure your butt is lower than your shoulders. So we're not starting to hinge, but we are still squatting. So spine really long. See how low you can squat. You don't need to go below knee level, because then if you go below that, it's more butt. We're going to try and keep this tension in the quads. Oh, it burns. Yeah. Little break. Dumbbells. So just high knee run on the spot. So again, you can high knee, you can march, or if you're kind of in between, you can do a lower and keeping your feet close to the floor. Just lifting. Gonna recommend runner's arms, because that's really practicing working across your core, working opposite arm and leg. So as you lift one leg, other arm lifts, or you switch. Or maybe you want to use your hands as a target out in front of you and try and hit them. Try and aim for hip height or higher than hip height. Final 10 seconds, if you can speed it up, then do. Squat and press. We're going to squat 1 dumbbell or 2 dumbbells. Sat on the shoulders, squat down. Use the legs to kind of thrust the weight up to the ceiling. It's also called a squat thruster. Squat down, use your legs to thrust the weight up. Squat, thrust. So if you can, avoiding pausing in the middle. Squat down, up, everything down again. Everything up at the same time. Hips drive forward and up, dumbbells drives up like you're trying to smash it through the ceiling. Combining upper and lower body together. Your heart rate should be rising, particularly after the high knees. Oh, we're in a break. And I totally was keen and just kept going. Right, coming to sumo squats. So between a squat and a sumo. You find squat, feet wide and hips, sumo. Heel toe wider than that. One weight, two weights. Up to you. Just push the knees out a little bit more. Try not to go so wide that you can't get your knees over the heels. So go as wide as you manage. That means you can still get knees over the heels, and you should feel more of your inner thighs and your outer thighs from doing this. And you might even be able to squat a little bit deeper. That's what I've seen it this time. One or two weights. I'm gonna hold the one. You're gonna lunge forward, just like we did in the warm-up. We lunged forward and then twisted into our leg. Any differences we're doing it with a weight. Weight closer is easier. Weight further away is harder. So lunge. Option here to straighten, twist, pull in and push back. Straighten, twist, pull in and push back. Or keep it in tight the whole time. Or for more, keep it out in front the whole time. So arms along the whole entire time. You're going to feel your arms, your shoulders, your core, your legs. Nice, we get a break. Whew. Curtsy squats. We're going to alternate sides right and left. The thing with the curtsy squat, we're going to alternate sides right and left. You can tell the brain's gone from my head. The thing with the curtsy is one leg goes behind the other, and then you push your hips back. So it is like you're doing a curtsy or bang down to someone. You can hold just your body weight. You can hold one weight. You can hold two weights. Curtsy squat. One leg, other leg. Behind and push your hips back. So behind and push your hips back. Leg goes back. And behind your existing leg, hips push right back. And again, trying to see how close you can get your knees to the floor. The closer your knees to the floor, the harder you work your legs. I can't remember how many exercises we're on now. La, 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 la. Nice, have a little break. Na, 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 na. Cool. Oof. So your bicep curl measuring pulse, one dumbbell or two, but the weight's going to come, so you've got 90 degrees at the elbow. Then from here, just go up an inch, and then lower an inch. So just above the elbows, just below the elbow, just above the elbow, just below the elbow. Up and down, just a little inch. So not forward and back with the arms, but the hand goes above the elbow crease, below the elbow crease. Trying to stay below the chest and above the hips. So really sitting on the strongest part of the bicep here. Just little mid-range pulses. Nice, well done. Lunge pulses. One dumbbell, two dumbbells, or just your body weight. If you're right leg forward, your left leg back, you're just going to lunge and pulse at the bottom of the range. I'm not starting that one early. Lunge, down, pulse, and pulse, and pulse. Just like we've done the squat pulses, chest pulses. This is just going to create loads of tension because you're going to want to straighten your leg, and instead you don't ever get the opportunity to show the tension, the burn just builds up and up and up and up. See if you can keep your knee as close to the floor as you can, so just hovering above the floor with as much pressure into your right leg, your front leg as possible. Oh, we've got to even out. I'll do the other leg. If you had both weights or one weight, do the same with the other one. Force yourself to do it so you're even. Other leg back, so right leg back, left leg forward. Square your shoulders and hips. And let's go drop. We stay. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. Try not to push your hips out to the side. And your knees are hip width as well. So make sure the knees haven't gone one behind the other. Like knock it in. Everything in strong alignment. How are we doing? Just think again though, every time you see an exercise, you just do it once. That is it. Yes, well done. Go into a plank shoulder tap and then we get a break. So on the hands, you can do it with the forearms. If you do it with the forearms, just make sure you do actually lift one elbow off. You're aiming to have hands opposite shoulder, feet a bit wider than the hips, and try not to open your hips side to side. So let's go. Right hand to left shoulder. Left hand to right shoulder. Have a little pause if you can. With your hand there, notice on your pause, has your shoulders moved back or have your hips twisted open? And you're aiming to keep the shoulder forward and the hips square to the floor. So if we were to put something on your back, you can carry it without any kind of spillage. Only got 5 seconds, so you can of course drop to your knees if you need to. Yeah, perfect, have a break. Good news, we're halfway. So your body right now should be feeling quite tired, kind of everywhere. Your heart rate should be quite high because we're going relatively continuously. And it's the second half that's going to be the challenge, but there are some nice-ish ones. We've done the sumo squat, now we're going to pulse. You've done loads of pulse, you know what to do. 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, or body weight. Feet wider than hips. Squat and pulse. Push your hips back. So as you get tired, you might find you just want to bend your knees and stay up here, but push the hips back and down. That's the next thing when you're tired, we tend to kind of twerk it, but keep the booty down. Nice. Lateral lunges, 1 weight or 2 weights. Just going to take a long step out to the side. Let me show you that. Bend the leg you land on, push up and back, switch sides. Well done, get going. If you haven't got much space, just take your feet wide, bend one leg, and then bend the other leg. And go like that, if you find you haven't got the space to add the movement. Just like all the squats, it should look like a squat. Don't just bend the knee, push your hips back, push hips back, push hips back. And you'll feel it load the quad and the butt on this side, and then stretch the inner thighs on this one. Oh, I missed that whole thing. You always have a little break. Push-ups. Again, I'm assuming you're intermediate advanced, so toes. Give it a go. At least try the first one on the toes. Try until you cannot physically push yourself up again, or if you lose form or technique. So let's go. Push-ups on the toes. Spread the fingers, weight forward. Drop your chest between the elbows, push yourself up. Chest between elbows, push yourself up. Your elbows spread wide of the body. You're aiming to not let your hips drop and sag, or the back arch. And it doesn't matter if you're coming up really, really slowly. Try your best reps, toes if you can. Powerful breath out as you push up to help you keep going. Yes, well done. Upright row. Oh, I had that. I know we've had it, but this time we're pulsing and I just didn't write it. So, standing upright, pull the way up, pulse, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. Sorry, admin error, but don't worry, you got me here to make it harder than you would have done. So little pulses, check their wrists, check they're not going limp, check they're solid. Just think about just spreading the elbows wide and high rather than pulling the weights up. The weights will just follow and the weights just stay close to your lower chest. Nice, perfect. Plank alternate leg lift, again, low or high, completely optional. You're just going to lift your leg off just a tiny bit, place it down and switch legs. Not loads, then you'll find it arch your back. So keep your pelvis tucked, just a tiny little lift, squeeze your butt, replace down. So we lift, pause, squeeze, come down, lift, pause, squeeze, come down. Take that pause. The time you're in plank with only 4 limbs on the floor three instead of 4 is harder on your core. And I also want you to take the time to feel that squeeze of your butt. Again, you can be on the forearms. If you need to be on knees, and do the same thing. Just lift one leg off and squeeze your butt. Perfect. We got a break. Well over halfway now. Whoa. How's the sweat just building and building, isn't it? The next one, in my opinion, is quite a nice round. Quite a nice round. So we're going to start with sit-ups. Same thing again. Do you want to use your body weight? Or add 1 dumbbell or 2. If you've got the weight, keep it as close to your chest as you can. So, lying on your back. See if you can curl your weight up, your upper body up, and then lower down to the floor. So if you've got the weights, try and keep them as close as possible. You'll want to push them forward because it actually helps you. But if you need to do that, keep it as close as possible as you can on the way down. 2 weights are too much, use 1. If 1 weight's too much, use 2. No, use none. And then if you need to, just stick with a crunch, keep the weight close, or your body weight just curling up and down. Yeah, nice, coming up. Standing side leg raise. We practiced it in the warm-up, and now it's just pulsing at the top. With this one, just make sure you're not coming out to the side here. So balance on one leg. Right leg, squeeze the butt, take it back slightly. Take it to the side. Now pulse, now pulse, now pulse. You can see my knees aren't quite aligned. They're not one in side by side, and definitely not the right leg in front. So if anything, the right leg's just behind the left, and that's where you're going to pulse. That way you should really feel it in the side of your bum, side of your hip, side of the leg, rather than in the front of the hip. So we're going to just switch to the other side. If you want to pulse a few extra seconds here, if your balance is good, then do. And the other side, when you set it up again, shift the weight into the right leg. The left leg, squeeze the butt, take the leg back slightly, then to the side, then we pulse. Lift and lift and lift. If your toe's trying to lift upwards, try and point that down as well. So it's going to probably try and keep working the front of the hip, and we're going to really encourage it to be the back of the hip. Just pulsing and see how much you can make it burn. The way that you should be burning may be the top leg lifting. That's where I've got the burn at the moment, but you should also, and you may also just feel this leg as well. So it's working both sides, but your supporting leg and the lifting one. Oh, yeah, perfect. Go to side bends. So you're just going to hold your weights by your side. If you want to do a no weights, you just bring your fingertips to your temples and you're bending side to side. If not, hold the weight. Then feel the stretch, take the weight down towards your knee, stand up, and then switch to the other side. This one, I love a side bend because it feels just like a really glorious stretch in your body. Just go within your range. But I always feel the next day, like every time, pretty much guaranteed. So just bend and stretch, lift. Try and keep the hips relatively stable. Nice, perfect. And this is the not so nice bit of the round, but that's after this we get a 30-second break. Burpees, completely up to you if you'd like to push up or test the floor. Just make sure you're never going to worm your body. You're aiming to find a squat, a plank and a squat. You can just step it out if you need to. Let's go 30 seconds of burpees, flat hands to floor, squat, find plank, find squat. If you're jumping, land and squat again. The next squat, your just hands are really down into the next one so you can find the rhythm to make it flow one into the next. Really try and go with flat hands and be mindful of hitting those targets of a squat. You're doing loads of squats. No one squats is looking like this, so make sure they're not now. Keep your feet hip width or just wider. 5 seconds to go. Take a break. Oh, well done. Okay. Ooh, I've got my little Superman. So, we are, I believe, 35 reps in. I'm a bit worried I've done a typo. Bicep curl and serve. You're going to curl up towards halfway, and then like you're serving a plate, go in, go back down. 1 or 2 dumbbells. So curling up, push forward, pull in, curl down. So come up just halfway, push your hands forward like you're serving someone on a plate, pull in, back down. I am gonna kick myself if I made a mistake. Oh, well done. Right, next one is bent over flies. For me personally, this weight is quite punchy. Using 2 5s, so you might need to stand up in between, but you're looking to bend forward in that hip hinge position, open your arms to the side and back down. If you need less, just bend your arms a little bit. So we tip, set a good posture, open out, come back down. Open out and come back down. If you need a break, you can always stand up, reset, go again. Feeling this shoulder blade squeeze together and trying to control your lowering phase. As in, don't let the weights just go bam together. So you lift them and you lower them. Side jumps. Nice, basic side jumps. If you need low impact, again, for injuries or needing to be quiet at the moment, just step out one leg, then the other, but use both arms each time. So it's out together, out together, out together, or both feet, out together, out together, together. Just star jumps. Something about a star jump though, that it still gets you. See if you can check your feet a little bit wider, arms nice and long, and check the knees aren't tracking inwards like this. Push them out, out, out. Nice, well done. Hip flexor burnout. So what we're going to do is lift one knee and then extend the leg forward like you're going to kick, and then switching over to the other leg. So you lift the knee up, extend the leg forward, bend, and repeat. So let's do the right leg first. Balance on your left leg, lift the right, and then extend, bend, extend, bend. So nice low heart rate after the star jumps. Try not to hold on to anything for balance, but do what you need for balance in terms of hands together, hands out, up, ears, whatever you need. Your knee will gradually try and get pulled down. You're working it to try and keep it up. Remember, we only see it once. Feel your quad, feel your hip. Oh, switching sides. And often, I don't mind an exercise. I'm like, we can start early if you like. And when I don't, I'm like, let's wait all the timer. But you're welcome to start early. So other leg, lift the knee up, and then extend out and in and out and in. See how one side compares to the other. Same again, by the way. This is working quad and hip right along here, but you might also feel it in the side of your bum of your supporting leg. It's definitely still working. As is any time you balance on one leg, so is the supporting leg. Bam, 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 bam. Shit, my knee dropped down on that one. Whoa. Right, coming down to the floor. Just working to see my brain. I'm like, I'm a bit worried I've missed out 5 exercises. Can I flip and see? Chest flies. No. We're going to be lying on our backs like we did with the chest press, but this time the arms are going to open out wide to the side and back in. Again, try not to have the weight up here. So let's go lie down on your back. Chest flies. Open arms and close. Open arms and close. Just like you did with the chest press, you can let your elbows come all the way to the floor. Do have a bit of softness in your elbows, otherwise you might find yourself pinned down to the floor and a bit stuck. And if you need less, bend your elbows here like this. A bit like the chest press again. Yeah, nice. We're coming to a lat pullover again. 1 dumbbell or 2. If you're using one, hold either end. If you're using 2, pressing in towards one another. The weight will be up over your head. Brace your belly really strong. And then take your arms overhead. And then straight back up again. And as you pull the weight over your head, your back is going to try and arch. So we're off. And you're going to try and resist it down. If it's too much, just reduce your range. Obviously, you've got the option of changing your weight, but then if you need to, just reduce your range. So don't go quite as close to the floor. Make sure you're working within your shoulder stability as well. Your lats is a bit on the side of your back. Nice, well done. Right, we're just going to lie on your side and do those top leg pulses again. So bend the bottom knee so you're stable. Top leg, Again, squeeze the back of the arms, take the legs slightly back so the knees are totally stacked. Lift the leg up and pulse. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. We are near there. Oh yeah. And we're pulsing, we're pulsing. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum. How strong and long can you get the lifted leg? Just got to like break dance your way around to the other side. Round to the other side. Your head body can completely relax down if you like. Or hand up here, bend the bottom knee. Squeeze the butt, take the leg back, lift the leg up. And then little pulses at the top of the range. Go, we lift and lift and lift. Really clenching the side of your butt. Checking again that the legs not come out in front. But the knees, it's the top leg is behind the front one. In, we're pulsing, 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 and we're pulsing. Bum, bum, bum. Na, na, na. I'm melting, I'm melting. Yeah, perfect. Then just lie onto your back. We're going to do an extended hip bridge to finish. So what I mean by that, we're just going to hold the hips up, but the feet, take them as far away from your bum as you can manage. You might not be able to get the toes down. Not so straight that you can't lift at all, but just tilt the pelvis, your hips should lift off just barely at all, and just going to hold. And you are going to feel both your hamstrings firing up. If it gets too much, bring your heels in closer towards your butt. Push a little bit harder into the floor. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Final 3 seconds to go. Release. Rock up. Have a little shake off. Have a little sip of water. Bosh. Done. I'm a terrible liar, and I have admin errored, missing out one block of work. If you are familiar with it, pause. It would be 30 seconds of skaters, tricep kickbacks on one, then the other, and then a single leg deadlift. But we're going to stretch. We've still been working out for nearly 50 minutes, so take one arm across. Oh, I did bad maths. Ha ha. I shouldn't even admit that, should I? How do I feel? Let's really bam, 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 bam. You never get the opportunity to do it a second time better unless you repeat the workout again. Switching your arms. Make sure you do stay for the stretch because we've worked every single muscle group. So we need to re-lengthen it out. Stretch every single muscle group. I'm melting. Can you see the sweat? And stretch your chest, hands on the lower back. Just roll back the shoulders, squeeze your elbows in. You can always lace the fingers behind if you want a bit more. Some people don't quite feel the stretch. So if you're near like a door frame, you can always put hands either side of the door frame and lean forward, and then you should get a stretch of both chests. And most people tend to find that one quite effective. Or maybe one arm at a time. So we're going to stretch your back. So link your fingers, tuck your chin around your back as much as possible. So you're rounding into the lower back. You're separating every vertebra in your back. And also pulling apart the shoulder blades from your spine. That's not how the song goes, by the way. Kim tells me I do that all the time. Oh, really stretch your quads, find your balance. Pick one foot, pull the heel towards your butt. Kind of once you've moved on from the exercise, you forgot that one of them was burning, didn't you? Like, oh yeah, all the lunge pulses, squat pulses, sumo squat pulses. Good. Good morning. Switch your legs. So what I'm going to want your feedback on if you've done this workout, what I kind of thought I'd nailed was a 50 exercises in 15-minute workout. How good is that? I'm pretty sure I must have deleted the box basically because we actually have 45 minutes in about 50 minutes. So the question is, was that plenty? Are you fine with doing 45 out of 50, or would you like me to record it again? In which case, I'm more than happy to do that next week. Find a hip flexor stretch. You're going to a kneeling lunge. Squeeze your butt, tuck your pelvis under, and at the same time, just reach up for the arm, grab it, and stretch your triceps. So we get the hips and the triceps. Triceps here, hip here. Squeeze into the pelvis. Feel free to press in more if you want. Just make sure you're tucking under your bum. I will not be attempting this again like today or tomorrow. Yeah, switch your legs, set that up first. So squeeze your butt, tuck your pelvis, and then left arm up, reach, bend and pull. Keep tucking the pelvis. So we're trying to avoid, even at the end, getting into this position. So you might press in more, but still avoiding this where you're extending through the back. Tuck. Get you a really intense stretch as well. So we're coming down to the floor, stretching your bum. So lie on your back, push your right ankle over your left thigh. Grab your left thigh, pull it towards you. Keep your head relaxed down. Push your bum down towards the floor as you pull your left leg in, just as tolerated. I love that expression at the moment, as tolerated. I think I've said it quite a few times. And then we're just going to switch over to the other leg. So the left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Grab your thigh, pull it towards you. Find that point where it's really pulling, and then hold and breathe until it starts to relax. I finished with a hamstring stretch. So just drop your left foot down to the floor, pull your right thigh towards you, and then extend your leg as much as you can manage. You can hold above the knee or below the knee or both. You can grab your foot. Again, keep the head relaxed down and work your bum down towards the floor as you lengthen and pull the leg towards you. Yeah, switch your legs. Pull it towards you, extend the leg. Hold where is comfortable, and you can keep your head and shoulders relaxed down. See for your breath. Hopefully your heart rate is now way more reasonable. Hopefully your body feels well worked. Make sure you hydrate, drink plenty of water after this. And if you are going to do it again, obviously you'll know whether or not you want to go heavier or lighter with weights. Release, rock yourself up. You might want to tell me you want to go a little bit more, right? But yeah, well done, did amazing. Thank you as always for choosing to train with me. Sorry, sometimes I'm not quite as slick as the absolute pros. I'm not so good on the computer. But yes, well done. Thank you so much. Give me your feedback.